Hi, I'm Samantha from Thread Collective, and I'm just popping on to do a little unboxing video of our, I think, most popular loom at the moment, and it is the Zoom Loom, so far from the biggest loom that we stock. This little guy is a pin loom, so you may have seen variations of this at op shops or by other makers online, but we really love this one by Schacht Spindle Company because it includes a few little features that make getting started with your pin loom weaving journey so much simpler and ergonomically friendly. Okay, let's take a look in this gorgeous little package now. It is designed for those aged 10 to 100, but if you have younger fibre artists, by all means start them early, being mindful that there are needles included, so they just may need a little more guidance and supervision from you, especially in the early days. So the box itself is designed to be kept. We have a carrying handle, it's made of high quality cardboard, and it opens with a little Velcro tab and secures with that to make it just so easy to reuse over and over again. Before we even enter into the inclusions, you can see here there's some beautiful pictures and they're to prompt you with how to wind and warp and weave on your pin loom if you've forgotten, because that happens sometimes. So let's have a look at what's included now. We have our needles. We've got our nice long one for the weaving and a shorter one for finishing. We've got some spare pins just in case you ever lose one. Then we have a beautiful little pin loom, which we'll talk about more in a minute. And last but not least, we have this little instruction manual, which also includes a few projects for you to get started with, as well as some really high quality illustrations on how to use the pin loom. So that is well worth keeping handy early in the journey. All right, the loom itself feels very sturdy in hand. It's got quite a nice weight to it. It is absolutely not too heavy. We've got our 4x4 inch work surface here and extended work surface here to make it really easy to grip onto it and hold it while you're working. This surface here itself feels really well made. It's beautifully solid. It's got a nice weight to it. It's not too heavy at all, but it's also not light. So it just feels like it's good quality. We have these little tapered edges in here. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll try and move my hand. So this inside edge actually slopes down, so it tapers off, and it's going sort of in a downwards towards the bottom of the work surface. And they've done this so that when you're weaving, your longer needle won't sort of hit on the edge of the tool as you're weaving. So that was just a really clever design idea that they've had there. The other thing I really love is they've included this little notch here. So that notch is for you to secure your starting yarn to avoid having to fiddle around with it and worry about it loosening up. So really fabulous inclusion. I believe there's some writing on the back too. Yes, we've got weft yarn is 5 wraps. So that just means you're wrapping it around 5 times to get your length. And it's saying total length 8 yards. So they're saying for one little square, typically you need 8 yards of yarn, but this is going to depend on the size yarn you use. So fingering weight and sport weight, you will need slightly different amounts. So now that we've covered what's included with the Zoom Loom kit, I'm guessing you're wondering what you can make with all of these little squares that you might be producing. So the possibilities are quite endless, and you will find some really passionate pin loom weavers out there who make the most incredible creations, from sculptures and stuffed toys to blankets to garments, scarves, vests, sweaters even, slippers, bags. Like, the list is endless. Anything you can do with small squares of fabric, you can create with the little fabric squares that you make with this loom. So you can also have fun experimenting with the kinds of yarn and fibre you're using. Things like cotton aren't going to felt, so if you use a finer cotton, you'll get this really lovely gauzy square. But if you use like a heavier one, you get almost like a trivet style or a mug rug. If you're using wool though, and it's not superwash, you have the option to full it. If you use a fine, say, fingering yarn or sock weight yarn, then you'll get this gauzy fabric if you don't go on to full it. But if you full it, you'll shrink it, sure, but you'll get these really cute little squares that would make absolutely adorable patchwork teddy bears and that sort of thing. You can also, of course, full a full-size square from your wool, and that would produce, at its simplest, a beautiful little mug rug for your coffee cup. If you've got any other ideas that you've been playing with your Zoom Loom, absolutely drop them in the comments. We love to hear how you've been creative with the tools that you have. I suppose the other question would be, is it right for you, or is this right for the person you're thinking of gifting this to? If they love yarn, they work with yarn already, already, then yes, absolutely, it would be the perfect gift for them, because you can use up some of the smallest of scraps, so 8 to 9 yards, and you have yourself a little square. So it's a really good way for them to be able to make a memory blanket or projects using up those otherwise leftovers that might be discarded or just sit around forever, because sometimes we can't part with our scraps. It's really hard to do when it's a nice yarn. You could also give this to someone who's never done fibre art in their life if they need something as a stress relief, or they have a lot of sitting around in waiting rooms to do. It's a really portable little kit that you can take practically anywhere. So if you know someone who commutes, or just they might be sick and waiting around in a hospital room, it's a really lovely way to pass the time, and you can feel productive and connected to something bigger than maybe your screen while you're sitting there. All right. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions about it, drop a comment, send us an email. We love hearing from you. All right, have a great day, guys.